Good morning, everybody in Marketing Your Car Land. So glad to have you guys all here today.
Welcome to the Marketing in Your Car podcast, where you can increase your traffic, conversions, and sales in just 10 minutes a day. And now, here's your host, Russell Brunson.
Heading in for an amazing day. I'm excited. I honestly, last night, had dreams all night about the stuff from the Expert Secrets event. It's crazy. I wish that you guys all could have been there. In fact, it's insane that you weren't there. If we've been hanging out for now, 252 episodes or 251 episodes, and you haven't joined Inner Circle and you weren't here last weekend, seriously, come on. What are you waiting for? Have I ever let you down? Come on, you guys. Anyway, the event was amazing, and but the process, I'm so excited about the process. I totally want to start doing like high-end events where people come in for 2 days or 3 days, and we just take everyone through that process. I had multiple people afterwards tell me, like, man, everyone that comes into your world should go through this. Everyone who joins Inner Circle should go through this process first, because it helps you identify so much, like, what you're actually doing and selling, and how you're positioning it, and so many cool things. Anyway, today I'm excited because I'm going back through all of the PowerPoint slides from the event, making tweaks and changes based on some of the stuff we discovered together as a group, things that, as I was teaching, that didn't come out quite clear, or that hit roadblocks, or things where my stories weren't the right stories the first 2 or 3 times. Sometimes I would tell a story, and I was like, that story was completely inappropriate, or just weird, or like the wrong thing. And anyway, so I'm kind of refactoring everything in the process, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to record while it's still top of my mind, like re-record all the sections, and that'll help as kind of the audio commentary as we go through and we start writing into this new version of the book, which I'm so excited for. So that's kind of what's been going down over here, and that's what I'm excited for today. I also have Decade in a Day, so we got a bunch of new Inner Circle members who came in. I think it was 4 of them that I'll be doing coaching sessions with this morning, which would be kind of cool. So for those who are wondering about the Inner Circle, it's typically always sold out, but every once in a while there's a spot or two that open up from people who don't renew. People who don't renew are the people who don't love money, I think. So anyway, for the most part, though, it's always booked out, but we did have a couple slots open up. I think we might have 1 or 2 more for people who are trying to decide if they're renewing or not. So if you're interested, go and run and go to russellbrunson.com, because there might be a little small window where you can get one of the last 1 or 2 spots left if you're interested. So with that said, I'm going to move back on to Expert Secrets. So I'm probably just going to, as I'm geeking out about this for the next little while, share some things, and I'll share with you, like, last night what I couldn't sleep about because it was so exciting. So it comes back to a concept I talked about a lot, and it was something that at the event, I had planned maybe 10 minutes to kind of talk about this concept. It ended up turning out to be over 2.5 hours of us going really, 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 really deep into it. And it was like it opened up my eyes to really understand this whole thing. So let me step back. So the concept I'm talking about right now is the one thing, right? We talked about this before. Like, anytime you have to convince your prospects of more than one thing, your conversions will drop in half instantly. So it's like you got to pick one belief you have to get them to believe, right? And so everyone's like, well, what's that belief? What should it be? And for a long time I was just like, okay, just pick one thing, but the more we thought about it, we started realizing like the one thing, first off, I wish you guys could read the whole book right now. I wish the book was done so I could read right now, but it comes back to like to be successful, first off, like you can't be trying to improve somebody, right? Nobody wants improvement. Like that is ambitious people want improvement, and the masses, like 99% of the world, are not ambitious. Like, people have desires, but they don't have ambition. And so if you're selling to ambition, like, here's how to increase your golf swing, or here's how to make this thing better, right? Here's how to get something, like how to improve something, by default you will make less money, right? Like, so a big part of the whole thing, we talked about like how to build a cult, how to build a culture. I mean, it was all about, like, one of the 3 steps of building a cult following is you have to have a new opportunity. It's got to be a new opportunity, right? So maybe that'll be a whole other podcast for a whole other day, but assume that you've got a new opportunity that you're selling, right? So we have this new opportunity, and so you think about that opportunity, like there's got to be one thing that people have to believe. If they believe that one thing, then they have to accept your new opportunity, right? So you got to think about, like, what is that one thing they have to believe? And if they believe that they have no other alternative options except for to give you money. And every business has this. Every new opportunity has this. And so you got to think through it. And so some examples, and I'll step out of business to give some practical real world examples, right? So I'm going to go to religion. So religion is probably the easiest place to really identify this, right? So let's say you are considering Christianity as your new opportunity, right? And so that with Christianity, there's one belief you have to believe. It's like, if the Bible is true, then Jesus Christ is our Savior, right? Direct correlation. If you read the Bible, you're like, I believe with all my heart that this is true, then the only answer is that, okay, then Jesus Christ is my Savior. That's it. There's no other if, and, or buts, right? Very clear. Okay, I look at, I'm Mormon, as a lot of you guys know. Mormons are Christians, and we believe in a book called the Book of Mormon, right? So if I read the Book of Mormon, and if I believe that book is true, that's the one thing. If I believe that thing is true, then everything that Mormons believe, therefore I believe, because it's the one thing, right? I now believe in Latter-day Prophets. I believe in temple ordinances. I believe in, here's all the things that Mormons believe. And it's like, if you believe the Book of Mormon is true, then you have to believe all these other things, right? Same thing's probably true in every religion. If you believe that the Quran is true, then this is also if you have to believe, right? So religion is very, if you look at religion, like they're all tied to a one thing, right? Like, what's the one thing you believe? If you believe that, then everything else is now part of your belief patterns, right? So you gotta look at your business and your new opportunity you are providing people, and there's always the same thing, right? Like when we're launching ClickFunnels, if I could get people to believe that the only way their business could succeed is they have to build sales funnels inside of ClickFunnels, if I can get them to believe that, there's no other option. You have to give Russell all your money now, because he's the only person now that provides that thing, right? Come back to religious. Like, if I believe that Christ is the Savior, or the Bible is true, then I believe that Christ is my Savior, and I have to follow Him, because the only way to get salvation is through Him, right? Like, that's what it comes down to. And it's almost like we got to figure out how to make that same statement for our business. Is if I can convince them that the only way for their business to survive is to create funnels through ClickFunnels, that's the one belief I have to get them to have. And if they honestly believe that to the core of their body, then they know the only way to business salvation is through ClickFunnels and through what I'm offering. That's it, right? And so until you've identified that statement, right, then like that's just be step number one. Because then, like, when you start building the webinar, which the whole event was about the webinar, right? Everything else in the webinar is built around that. Like, what are all the false belief patterns based on that new opportunity? And what is that thing? And then how do we knock down those belief patterns? And everything else gets tied to that, but it all stems off of this concept of the one thing. And the one thing is tied to a new opportunity, okay? But what is that sentence? And so, like I said, it was supposed to be a 10-minute. I explained the one thing in 10 minutes, and everyone wrote with their belief is they had to get people convinced, and then everyone started sharing it with us, and they kept coming back with headlines. They kept coming back. I'm like, no, like, I'm not looking for a headline here, you guys. We're looking for, and so we ended up developing like this sentence, and it was like, if I can get them to believe blank, and in that blank you put in what your new opportunity, like what the new opportunity is, right? If I can get them to believe that the only way to make money online is by having sales funnels built inside of ClickFunnels. There's my sentence. If I can get them to believe that, then they have to give me all their money, because salvation or success or whatever you want to call it can only come through that one path, that one vehicle, right? Because when you're presenting a new opportunity, you're presenting. This leads us back to the previous section with the building your culture, right? Is that you have to have a new opportunity. So it's like the new opportunity is a vehicle, right? So like I go to the car dealership and there's 50 cars there. Like, I'm trying to convince you that this car is the only car you can drive, the only car that makes any logical sense. If I can convince you of that this is the vehicle, then you have to buy that car. You have to, like, that's the only vehicle you can go with. And so for everyone, if you guys can step back and figure that out for your business, your thing, like, what is the one thing? The one thing that I can put into a sentence like this: if I can get them to believe that the only way they can be successful is through blah, and it's your system, your thing, whatever it is. If you can get them to believe that, then that's it. all their other concerns disappear. Pricing disappears. Everything else, every other concern instantly disappears. That's what we call it in the training. We call it the big domino. Like, it's the domino. If you knock that down, it'll make all other dominoes. It'll either knock down every other domino or make them irrelevant. And that's the key. Okay, so think about that a little bit, you guys. Like, that's when you can identify what that thing is. It becomes very, very, very powerful. Okay, and then the rest of the webinar is based on, okay, now what are the false beliefs based on that thing? And we broke them down at the live event based on 3 different things. Like, secret number 1 is always tied to the vehicle. Secret number 2 is always tied to the internal struggle. Secret number 3 is always tied to the external struggle. And like, anyway, we'll share this stuff in another podcast. But for today, that's what I want you guys to think about. What is your one thing that if your customers believe that, and they believe that success or salvation or whatever you want to call it is only available through that one thing, what's that one thing you have to get them to believe? Because that's it. If we can get them to believe that one thing, it knocks down all the other dominoes, makes them irrelevant, and they have to give you money. There's no other option. That's the key, you guys. Oh, it's the key. It's like the biggest key on earth. And I can't believe that, like, it took 2.5 hours in that meeting with everyone there going back and forth before all of a sudden it was like the angels were singing. We're like, this is it. That's the key. And last night I couldn't sleep. I spent 8 hours tossing and turning thinking about the one thing. So it may seem simple, but think about it. Spend some time and effort, because that is the key to unlock unlimited sales for you for the rest of your life. All right, that's all I got for today, you guys. I'm at the office. I'm going to go start working on my PowerPoints. Appreciate y'all, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Hey everyone, this is Russell Brunson again. I want to thank you for listening to Marketing Your Car, and I want to make sure that you're plugging into everything that we're doing on a daily basis. And so make sure that every morning you're plugging into the Marketing Your Car training. If you go to marketingyourcar.com, you can join the email list and make sure you get email notifications when new episodes come out. And you can also get links to all the transcripts of every single show we've done in the past. But then every night, well, not every night, but most every night, I also do a Periscope show called the Marketing Quickie Show. And it's really fun. You can go to Periscope and search my name, Russell Brunson, and subscribe. And every single night you'll get a notification. It'll kind of chirp on your phone, and you'll have me jump on there and give you kind of the end of the day thoughts and ideas and marketing strategies we've been playing with during the day. And maybe even or you should go to marketingquickieshow.com, and over there you can subscribe, you can see past episodes, you can read the transcripts, you can have a bunch of fun. So thanks so much for being faithful listeners. Again, register at marketinginyourcar.com and also marketingquickieshow.com.